Hey y'all, welcome to My Way Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expansive point of view as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. So this is going to be iNKANYAMBA reading, and the first thing that will probably lead into other things that we're going to speak about is primal play. Those of you that are aware of primal play could be aware of it from a sexual perspective, which is primal play has to do with raw emotions, with raw actions that are brought about by natural urges. Basically, when you peel away the taught reactions to certain things and you allow for your natural response to certain things to like take form, right? Because there's certain ways that we've been taught to react to certain things, right? But within iNKANYAMBA matrix, all that gets peeled away and you are left with your unfiltered responses to certain situations. People are afraid of that because they're always thinking that your natural response to things would be uncivilized or it would be impolite. I don't know why people think that. Your most natural reactions to most things is actually indifference. To be honest, it's not you going wild and crazy and like whatnot. It's actually mostly indifference. So, what will happen with what your guides will do in terms of a like within iNKANYAMBA frequency is that certain situations you'll be put through certain situations that make it hard for you to want to pretend that you're okay in those situations. And the reason for that is for you to be able to see that in the situations, like you are not okay. Or you'll get put in situations that you desire, that you prefer, but you've been wanting to act as though you do not like this, you do not prefer this. And so the intensity of the situation will make it so that you cannot lie, you cannot filter your reaction. So within a sexual context, an example of primal play is something like where like so you're with a partner and you get told to run, like run and hide until they like find you and catch you. And it's a very interesting dynamic because, okay, cool, you're running, right? And you hide. But when you get caught, so this is normally a play, a power play like type of dynamic where you've got a dominant person chasing a submissive person, right? Again, I'm always talking to consenting adults, you guys. I'm never talking some psychopath and victim situation. I'm always talking to consenting adults, right? If this triggers you into remembering, some victim psychopath situation, I hope that it is a healing trigger, and I trust that it is because my intention for these readings is always that. So, example of primal play: a dominant person will tell a submissive person, run, hide, and I will catch you, I will find you. Cool. Submissive knows this is a game, right? I mean, obviously, I know this person, I trust this person, so it's cool. So, submissive runs, submissive hides. However, this is why safe words are also important, because when the submissive is caught, there's an adrenaline that is happening within them from the running, being chased, and then actually caught. The adrenaline overrides the part of your mind that understands that you know this person and this was just a game, and it puts you into a fight or flight mode. It puts you in, the adrenaline puts you into a state of fight or flight where you are now like kind of genuinely scared, and you kind of genuinely want to like fight off this person, which is obviously also part of the whole act. Again, this is for two consenting adults that are actually turned on by this type of thing. So yeah, it plays part, it plays into it, right? But you know, sometimes the adrenaline overrides so much that this person, the submissive, is now very, very scared, and hence the safe word is necessary. But that's kind of what happens with this, like with iNKANYAMBA frequency, when you start connecting to it. It is scary, and it triggers a flight or fight mode within you where you begin to feel like maybe you have searched within spirituality that you shouldn't be searching, and maybe you are looking into something that is actually dark and you were not aware. Maybe these entities are not what you think you are, like they are, and you should be afraid. Because what happens is that you are naturally drawn to certain knowledge or certain information that will be channeled to you. But at the same time, you are also very attached to the social conditioning that you have grown up with, that is reiterated within you daily, like hourly, all the time, basically. And there's a part of you that wants to stay loyal to that. And there's a person that you are within that. And with this frequency that is iNKANYAMBA, daring you to be something different, something that feels like it's separate from everything else, and once you to act out of natural instinct, it just becomes like challenging and too much. Like you doubt yourself, you start to think that there's no ways that you could ever do this, like, or you're not good enough for this. You could even start like yes, masovumizono. When you're like, you're not good enough for this because you got pregnant when you were not married, or like you cheated on someone, or like you drink too much, or so, like where you start like just putting yourself down and saying you're not worthy of certain things because you're so afraid to tap into that part of yourself. You're so afraid that you could accept yourself to that level where you could love that version of yourself. That version of yourself is so afraid of being loved. And even there within, like this whole thing that I've explained is the desired result of the primal play, is for you to be aware of how afraid you are of stepping into this light. How you have not stepped into a new version of yourself, not because you cannot do it, not because you're not chosen, not because not because of anything like that, but because you're so afraid of allowing yourself to be accepted as you are. You don't know what that looks like. That's also another desired result about that. How you don't know what it actually looks like to love yourself. And that's why people can market loving yourself as a bubble bath and a massage and getting a manicure, which is manifestations of it at some point. But the inner reality of self-love is self-understanding, it's self-awareness, it is self-acceptance. It's accepting the parts of you that you think are weak. It's accepting the parts of you that are scared. It's being able to talk to yourself through fear and say, I know you're scared and that's okay. And you might be thinking, Zen, which part is talking to the part of me that's scared? Because I'm the part that's scared. Like, and guys, and that's why this is a iNKANYAMBA reading, because within iNKANYAMBA energy, you understand that. You understand that there is an observer and one who is being observed. And so when the one who is being observed is going through fear, the observer gets to say, hey, you, it's okay that you're scared. It's natural that you're scared. It's okay that you don't feel good enough. That's not going to stop all the good things that are going to happen to you. No matter what you think you're doing to sabotage the amazing things that are waiting for you, you actually can't. Have y'all seen Sucker Punch? Like, if you haven't, at the end of Sucker Punch, the main character, she meets the high roller. And the high roller says that he is a person that has money and he has everything in his life, and there's just one thing that he desires that he doesn't have. And she's like, love. And he's like, no, but something close. And he says he desires a moment of truth. And that can only be given by a non-faker, which is what she is. To be able to experience in a moment a true, pure reaction, one that is not practiced, one that has not been conditioned into someone, but one that a reaction that comes through straight from the void within a person, manifesting into this world. And it's a very interesting conversation. He says, for this moment of truth, for this moment of truth that she will give to him, he will also give. And he says that he will give her freedom. He will give her freedom from sadness, freedom from grief, freedom from fear, freedom from an inability to love, and therefore the freedom to love, the freedom to give herself. All of this he will give in return for her ability to offer truth. The iNkANYAMBA frequency is a very interesting frequency. It's not easy to explain in a word or in a sentence, and these readings that I do of iNkANYAMBA are to try and explain this type of frequency through the channeled information, through the different stories. And the story I just told you now, in relation to everything I said from the beginning, for me is the closest that I've ever gotten to actually explaining what this energy is, because it's never come out the way I just explained it, the way it has just chosen this particular example of this scene in a movie. The state of being of iNKANYAMBA is a state of being where you experience a version of yourself that is not practiced, that is not rehearsed throughout your childhood and your adolescence and your relationships, or taught through movies or TV shows or watching other people around you in their relationships. It's a state of being where every single moment is new because of the way in which you are now programmed, which allows you to react to everything in a fresh way. You are constantly in the present. You are in a constant state of meditation because, oh my God, immortality. And for that, the matrix of iNKANYAMBA gives you in return, because you are feeding it with this ability to be a vessel of truth, to be a vessel of the now, to be a vessel of the present. And for that, iNKANYAMBA energy rewards you with abundance. Ultimately, abundance is like being compensated for being yourself, where all the dots are connecting in your life. Everything is happening in ways you didn't even know you desire as natural compensation, like the law of compensation for you being yourself. And I'm not saying so in that case, you be lying on your couch and you're just getting money in the bank. No, I mean that like you, even if you're in a job, it's a job that you like. Even if you're offering a service or a product, you would die if you weren't doing this. You would be sad. You're doing it because, like, it's something that makes you happy. And you are so well rewarded for that. That's really what abundance is. It's being compensated to exist. And in a roundabout way, yes, you're serving people and you're serving your community, but really you're serving something higher than all of that. It's like something bigger. You're serving yourself and you're being compensated for it. That's what I have for you guys. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to book a personal reading, all the information is in the description box. If you want to book a mentorship session, that information is also in the description box. Hey, y'all. Bye, y'all.